Hey guys, Victoria here and welcome to the Geeky Sandbox. I don't think there's a lot to say because today we're going to react to Pet Sematary 2019. I'll talk about what Pet Sematary is and such after the reaction because I want to go ahead and jump right into this one. Everyone's been watching it. Everyone's been sending me the link, telling me that it's out. I love some of Stephen King's work and this was one of my favorite Stephen King books and horror movies. So let's go ahead and get started.
So many trees.
It's beautiful, right?
That's definitely not Boston.
Here we go. Okay, so what do you think?
Wow. This whole place is ours?
I even got him to throw in a whole forest as a new backyard.
Oh no, what made me remember what's gonna happen in this movie.
It was a myth. Kids used to dare each other to go into the woods at night. They knew the power of that place. They feared it. Those woods belong to something else.
Cute kitty.
The ground is bad. It may be just some crazy folk tale, but there is something up in those woods. There's something that brings things back. Sometimes dead is better.
Ooh, soon as April. That's kind of nice. All right, guys, let's talk about it. Sound geek, so I have to talk about the sound first of all. The part where the kid's playing the drum with the, first of all, creepy mask. But the part where that kid is playing the drum, I really like how they splice that sound and kind of like put it throughout the trailer and kind of like set the tone and mood for like this weird burial ground within like this neighborhood. And just kind of seeing parts of the trailer kind of reminded me of how the old movie was, just in regard to how the story is going to play out. But I do wonder if they're going to try to do something different or if they're going to honor that Stephen King original movie and book. If they're just going to honor it to a T, you know what I mean? I do see a hint of them kind of, you know, implementing more modern things and characters of different ages and things like that. Oh, that's such a beautiful cat, by the way. Though I know that cat is going to give them some hell. But I'm really excited to see how all of this plays out. I don't want to overstep and just kind of just say I'm just blown away because the trailer was kind of simple. But it was, I don't know, like, kind of creepy. I don't know. It really depends on if you just think Stephen King is just crazy or whether you actually find some of his movies and books actually kind of scary. But I was freaked out when I first saw Pet Sematary when I was a kid. It was very terrifying. And for those of you who don't know, I did say I was going to explain to you what exactly Pet Sematary is and such. So Pet Sematary is actually a 1983 novel written by horror author, American writer, Stephen King. And it was also adapted into, it was a film adaptation of it in 1989. And I can't remember if it was kind of like it and that it was a TV movie or if it was an actual movie. But it did come out in April 1989. And like I said, I remember seeing it as a kid, just kind of freaking out. And the whole premise is just very similar to what you saw in the trailer. This family moves into a house and some stuff happens. They bury things. I'm not going to say exactly what, but they bury things and they realize that this cemetery has some kind of weird kind of I don't know, magic and presence. I don't know, magic is kind of a weird word for exactly what's going on, but it's built on an Indian burial ground, and they just kind of been sticking the pets in there over the past few years. The children of the parents who kind of lived in that area. And so this new family moves there, and they're kind of experiencing some of the weird stuff that comes with living next to a very haunted and creepy Indian burial ground / pet cemetery. So as you can see within the trailer, they are going to really try to make that kind of scary, because I don't know, it's something about cemeteries that aren't necessarily as scary as they were today versus back then. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure if I tried to creep my nephew out about a cemetery, he would just kind of laugh in my face. But to me, back then, cemeteries were very frightening. I remember at one point my aunt, whenever she moved into her house and I finally visited her, I think I was definitely in middle school. And I remember walking over to her house. My God, guys, she lived next to a cemetery. I always swore something weird was like, literally, her house, cemetery. Her house, cemetery. It was just the most creepiest and most unsettling thing ever. I am interested to see how they're going to scare everyone with that whole idea of a cemetery, especially for people who don't know who Stephen King is. They don't know anything about Pet Sematary, the book or movie. So I do hope that they can kind of pull in newer audiences. Anyways, guys, that just about does it for this video. If you liked it, go ahead and give me a like rating down below and leave me a comment. What's your favorite Stephen King movie or book? Mine is definitely It. I remember reading a book in middle school on my way home, and there was just a lot of scary stuff happening in it. Actually, I take that back. In regard to book, It. In regard to movie, The Shining. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can get more videos like this one. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.